You all. Hey, this morning, I start this whole series on Women's History Month. The month of March is declared as Women History Month, looking at the contribution of women. We all know, women bring it. They absolutely bring it. And you know the song, the famous song by James Brown, "It's a Man's World," but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. I know that's right. So this morning, though, I kicked this series off, and so you're all gonna have to help me, ladies and bros. Gotta help me this week because I'm just going to be doing something a little bit different, and I want you to participate. I want you to share what I'm doing because I want to get the word. I want to celebrate women this month or this week. I'm sorry. It's Women's Month, and I want to celebrate it this week with devotions. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to take contemporary women, women who are moving and shaking today, and look at their lives through the lens of women in the Bible, the biblical characters of women in the Bible. We're going to take that and we're going to do kind of like a comparison. You guys ready? So it's all about Women's Month, and it's all about looking at contemporary women with biblical women that have a comparison and that can teach a lesson with both of their lives. The text to talk and the takeaway this morning is Ruth 1:16. It's Ruth 1:16. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Let's look at this morning Meghan Merkel and Ruth. Let's look at those two women. Meghan said she would leave her people and make his people her people. She left her people, didn't she? And she made his people her people. How did that turn out? You know how it did for Ruth. Ruth did the very same thing. She's in a famine situation, and she said, "You know what? Don't bid me to leave you. I'm going to stay with you no matter what." There are three things that I see in this contemporary woman, along with the biblical woman that we've lifted up this morning. The first thing is this, ladies. The first thing is this: leaving your people carries a risk. Leaving your people carries a risk. Ruth got the hookup. Meghan didn't. Ruth got Boaz and a loving mother-in-law. Not so much for Meghan. Not so much for Meghan. Here's the second thing I want you to get. Leaving your people doesn't mean leaving yourself. Leaving your people doesn't mean leaving yourself. If you watch the interview with Meghan, you will know that she's struggled through suicide ideation, but clearly that woman has not left herself. She's intact with her identity and who she is. So leaving your people does not mean leaving yourself. The third thing is this: leaving yourself can mean an addition, not a subtraction. It can mean an addition, not a subtraction. Now, what did Ruth get? Ruth got the hookup. She got Boaz. She got a loving mother-in-law. She got a place where it was fruitful, where it was definitely bringing a harvest into her life. And so did Meghan. If you look at it, though she's going through a whole lot right now, I mean, the British media is just really tearing her to shreds simply because she spoke up, spoke her mind, and decided she was going to be herself. The fact is that there is a plus. She got a great husband who's standing by her side. That brother said, "You can keep all the royalty. My love for you, woman, I'll jettison it all just for you." Now, if that ain't a plus, I don't know what is. She has a child and one on the way, and a career of $1 million contracts of what she is continuing to do. So leaving yourself can be an addition, not always a subtraction. And that's what we see in her life. What does that mean to you, ladies? What does that mean to you? Here's the takeaway. The takeaway is this. Women, giving up your name doesn't mean giving up your life. Giving up your name doesn't mean giving up your life. Let me pause there and drive this point home even more. When my daughter got married, I suggested to her, I'm an old traditional guy, and I'm believing in that whole thing about, okay, you're changing your name and all of that, to her husband. She has a great husband, wonderful guy, loves God and loves her. And but I suggested to her, I said, you know what? God has given great influence in this community with the Dudley name. Have you ever thought about hyphenating your name? I said, but ask your husband, see what he thinks about it. She talked to him, she says, no problem. I'm going to hyphenate it. Here's the deal, ladies. When you take on somebody's name, notice what happens in Genesis. In Genesis, God gives man the power of name. In the understanding of Scripture, when you have the power to name something, you have the authority over it. I always encourage women, be very mindful when you decide to give up your name and let somebody else name you. When they give you their name, you need to be real careful about that, because giving up your name doesn't mean giving up your life. Doesn't mean giving up your life. You already know how we're going to flow this week. I hope you join me this week. I hope you ask others to join me this week. A little bit different morning manna, but I just really want to speak to the women, to the women this week, because it's Women History Month, and I believe that the devotion is going to bless you. If it bless you today, put it in the chat area. Share the manna, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna. Don't keep it to yourself. God bless you. May His face shine upon you and give you peace. Bye now.